What's going on, financial coaches? It's Pete here. Hey, I want to answer some questions that I've been getting. I've had some conversations lately, wrote down a bunch of questions, and they're good, man. I mean, I love that people are thinking and bouncing things around. Hey, one of them was a question about how much information should I give out for free? And I think this kind of goes to expanding your base, kind of marketing, gaining exposure, you know, expanding your reach, getting more impressions, making people aware of what you do. And so I think the question stems from, how much should I come onto camera like this and talk about FAFSA, right? The free application for financial aid, or how compounding interest works, or whatever. And my issue with this, and not my issue, but my recommendation is give it away all for free. And the reason I say that is because anytime you're coming out and giving general information like this, you just can't dive super deep. You can bring some case studies, but you just cannot come up with every permutation for every question. And so you are by nature, when you're doing distribution like this, marketing like this, exposure like this, it's going to be kind of general. It's going to be high level. And even though you want to give up as much detail as you can, it doesn't make any sense to follow a particular trail or thread without giving some context. Like you have a case study that you want to share, something like that, right? You just can't come on and be like, listen, for the wealthy couple that is dancing on the verge of insolvency because they are trying to help their son, who's an alcoholic and has been going through rehab and destroying his life and the kid's life and his family and his wife and blah 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 blah, and digging themselves into a hole. What can we do? I've had this situation before, right? It's not common. I've only experienced it once. It's a terrible situation, but it's one of those things that, as a coach, we're always working with people on their individualized problems. Now, sometimes we'll see some very similar things. We'll have some pattern recognition for kind of some of the habits and traits and the results. But sometimes it's just going to be a one-off, and sometimes it's not going to be in your wheelhouse, but sometimes it's just going to be perfectly within your wheelhouse, but it's just going to be this random smattering of different effects that require you as a coach to really step up to the plate and give good personalized knowledge, personalized recommendation, curating of different information. And when you're doing something like this, you just can't do that, right? Now, that means that, to me, you should be able to offer everything that you know, because that's not really the real value, right? Any factual information that you give, I could find somewhere else, um, on what money that's distributed through your employer to you through your paycheck is subject to the payroll tax, right? Versus what are ways to get money that could be paid to you exempted from the payroll tax through like an HSA or something like that, right? You could do all sorts of different things. You could offer up all different types of information, I should say, that is specific, that people could look up, and it could be helpful in that video. But I think you should offer it all up, anything you can think of, because there's just no way that shows the totality of what you know. And more importantly, how you apply it, how you curate it again for people. That's really the big value, not so much the totality of what's in your head, right? Because that is just the inventory. How we use it, how we take our recipes and build, the offering, the suggestion, the advice that we're giving people is really our big value here. So if you're going on, live streaming, recording videos, writing blog posts, doing Q&A, whatever it is, feel free to answer in all the detail you want with all the knowledge that you have, because it's never going to be the totality of your knowledge, and it's really going to give people a good idea of what you do know, so that when they come to you with their specific problem, whatever random situation they have, they know that you're going to have the toolkit to help them. So give it all for free, because when you get into those individual cases, when you get into that one-on-one, that's really where you are going to shine. So that's my thought. That's it. See you later.